How's everyone doing today? It's Adam with Commander on a Budget. Today we're going to be going back into an old series I used to do. We're going to be doing strategies on a budget. Today we'll be going into one of my favorite ones, Reanimator. Let's hop on into it. So Reanimator in itself is a way for you to be able to cheat creatures out, preferably from your graveyard, for playing spells or abilities for less than what their converted mana cost are. So a good way to fuel your graveyard for this strategy are cards like Faithful Mending, which just came out relatively recent. Frantic Search is a great way to do it, also it untaps your lands. Dahada's Ploy is also absolutely fantastic. Thirst for Meaning, Knowledge, and Discovery are all absolutely redundant effects that help you fill up your graveyard. You could also run cards like Consider, Strategic Planning, Ransack the Lab. My personal favorite, Discerning Toste, are also all fantastic ways that you can use to fill up your graveyard so you'll be able to reanimate stuff. Some of my personal favorite reanimation cards I use to reanimate stuff are stuff like Diregraf Rebirth, Dread Return, which are really good in token decks. Graceful Restoration has a whole lot of utility to it. Resurrection's real good in mono white, being able to reanimate stuff. And Late to Dinner is pretty much a resurrection, but you also get a food token out of it. Some of my favorite cards to reanimate are Burning-Rune Demon, which we've gone over this previous week on the channel. Serra Avatar is real good because you can basically just start doming people once you bring it out. Serra's Emissary is also incredibly underrated in my opinion. I think should see a whole lot more play in Reanimator decks. And some of my favorite cards that I personally like to reanimate are the Primordial, specifically Diluvian Primordial, Molten Primordial, and Sepulchral Primordial in order to pretty much help you close out a game. They all have absolutely fantastic effects. Although another one that I've gone over on the channel a while back is Tovolar's Huntmaster. I really like reanimating this card. Especially if you're able to get him to flip, he doubles as not just a token maker, but removal. He's a real great card in my opinion. One last thing I want to go over before I hit up the commanders. There are really two types of ways that I see that you can actually run a Reanimator deck. So one way is running stuff that kind of copies stuff out of the graveyard. So you would run cards like the Mimeoplasm is incredibly famous for this type of strategy, but we've also got another strategy similar to this, not exactly all of these three colors you can run. Ludovic, Necrogenius. I feel like this is another really redundant way that you can do it, especially it's in a whole nother strategy. These basically become copies of specific cards in your graveyard. It's technically a form of reanimation without necessarily being reanimation. But some of my other very favorite Reanimator decks are cards such as Chainer, Nightmare, Adept. This card's absolutely insane. It fills your graveyard, lets you play stuff. It's real great. The last card I will go over is Nethroi, Apex of Death. This is actually my favorite reanimation commander. It's actually a deck that I made in real life. Once this card hits the field, I'm pretty much reanimating my entire graveyard. It's actually insane. It's great. But that's the video. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to see. I'll see y'all later.